there's a potential short on WLD WorldCoin, and I will explain why I'm looking at this potential short. So essentially, you guys know I like to use the 55 period exponential moving average as my entry trigger for going long or short. So whenever an asset crosses below the 55 EMA, that's when I like to take my short positions, as long as my other indicators are agreeing with the setup. So in this particular scenario, WorldCoin is breaking below the 55 EMA. We also have a pretty defined support here, or is now broken support, which was at around $1.24 to $1.25. And we are breaking below that, and we are breaking below the 55 EMA. Also taking a look at the water, it's our explosion indicator. We are getting these white bars, which is indicating negative sell momentum. We're also getting a spike in volatility as well. Let's take a look at one of my favorite indicators, which is the Bollinger Band with percentile. Oh yeah, so if you take a look at the BBWP, we are flashing a blue signal here, which means that volatility has been relatively low ever since we made these highs late last month. And whenever we see record low volatility in an asset, that usually means we're about to see a pretty significant move in the particular asset that we're looking at. Now, in this case, I do think that this move is going to be to the downside given all of the variables I just mentioned. So that is one swing trade that I am looking at here. And then what did I want to point out here? Oh yeah, so let me show you guys what I mean by the BBWP. So it started flashing blue right here, and then you can see this is a period of relatively low volatility, relative like chop. And then when volatility started to expand, WorldCoin actually shot up to the upside. And this was a pretty significant move. Let's measure this out. So it's about a 38% move on WorldCoin the last time this indicator flashed blue, which was in July. And now about, let's see, I guess July, August, September, October. So, about 3 months later, we are getting this signal again. And then, the last time we had this signal also was in February. Let's take a look at what happened here. So in February, we had this indicator flash blue color, which indicated low volatility. And like I said, whenever you have low volatility, that usually precedes higher volatility. Now, after this period, we did have a brief pump to the upside for one day, about 10%, but then we did have a big move with WorldCoin ultimately going down from the time this signal flashed to by the time this move was over. We saw a move of close to, let's measure this out. So yeah, started flashing right here, and then we went down almost 46%. So that was a pretty significant move when this indicator flashed blue last time. And right now we are seeing similar setup occurring right now. Now, one more thing I want to take a look at here is how does the WorldCoin Bitcoin chart look? Now, the WorldCoin versus Bitcoin chart looks pretty bearish right now. It does agree with the WorldCoin chart itself. So, yeah, we're basically seeing a new low on WorldCoin versus Bitcoin on the daily time frame. So the WorldCoin Bitcoin chart is agreeing here. So that adds further confirmation to my bearish hypothesis here on WorldCoin. Now let's also take a look at what would be our take profit targets. So as you guys know, I like to use a ATR based stop and target system. So essentially ATR stands for average true range. So essentially it measures the average volatility of an asset. Now let me just get rid of some of these indicators right here. So essentially when we see first thing we want to do is see what the average true range is. So average true range is around 11 cents right now, or 9%. So we want to be taking profits every 9.5%, like every 9.5% that WorldCoin goes down, or every 11 cents that WorldCoin goes down. And I like to use ATR based targets because it's very mathematical, and there's no real guesswork involved about where the profit targets are going to be. And then the stop loss is going to be 1.5 times the ATR, right? Because we want to avoid the intraday volatility. So we don't want to get wicked out from our stop loss here. So you can see my settings here. I have target 1 multiplier, 1 ATR, target 2 multiplier, 2 ATR, and then target 3 multiplier at 3 ATR with a stop loss multiplier of 1.5. So this should essentially help us stay in this trade with this kind of stop. And the stop is also above the 55 EMA. It's above the broken support, now probably resistance at $1.24. And I guess the early exit criteria would be if WorldCoin were to close back above $1 and basically above the 55 EMA, which is currently coming in at $1.26. If it closes back above that, then I would exit this trade. But as of now, this does look pretty bearish. So again, the take profit targets are going to be ATR 1, ATR 2, and ATR 3, which comes out to $1.08 as TP1, $1.96, TP2, $1.85, TP3. Stop loss is going to be $1.36. Yes, that is the setup. I hope that makes sense. I think most of the guys understand the way I approach the markets. I use an ATR-based stop and target system. I like to use my indicators, and they're all in alignment right now. So that is the setup on WorldCoin. So going with a short swing today, especially considering that Bitcoin down is going up, USDT down is going up, also looking bearish. So I think WorldCoin is going to be a great trade here. So yeah, guys, I hope that makes sense. I'm gonna execute this trade right now, and hopefully this trade goes well. So that's my roundup for today. Again, we're going short on WLD, and then let's see what what the rest of the week brings in terms of price action. Hopefully, Bitcoin stays above that $120,000 level. Anyway, I'll end it here right now, and I'll see you guys in the next stream. As always, safe trading and